throat with everybody, all right? He's spilling the beans on everything. So he was just going crazy on everybody. And there was a list of celebrities that he mentioned and they actually responded. So in this video, y'all, we gonna go through that list of celebrities that responded to Katt Williams on that crazy ass interview, man. I loved it, man. Shout out to Katt Williams, bro. All right. And a lot of people saying he telling the truth about everything. People starting to believe Katt Williams just based off a lot of people responses. So we gonna go through these, man. We gonna start with Kevin Hart. So I'm gonna play a little clip of what Katt Williams said about each individual on this list, and then we gonna go to their response. So starting with Kevin Hart, this is what Katt Williams said.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you.
Oh man, y'all. So Katt Williams unboxing everything in this interview. So he said Kevin Hart already had his deals in play and he is a plant. He came all the way from the East Coast directly to LA, and in his first year in LA, he got a sitcom, he got a full movie that he's starring in. Yo, I never noticed this, dog. Is this facts? All right, somebody in the comment section gotta let me know, man. Is this really facts, man? Y'all think Kevin Hart is a plant? Let me know in the comment box, all right? So Kevin Hart went to Twitter to respond, and this is his response. He said, gotta get that anger out your champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer to my next film, Lit, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. There's a moment in the trailer where somebody says they really love you. I now know she's talking about Katt. Mark your calendars, world. This one is special. So he responded to Katt, but he promoting his movie on Netflix at the same time. He just telling Katt to get that anger out of him. Now, Kevin Hart didn't deny nothing. He didn't say anything was true. He just straight up, just get the anger out of you. That's all he's saying, man. So to me, Katt Williams ain't lying by the damn thing, all right? You can tell by Katt Williams' body language and all that. So the next person that responded to Katt Williams is Cedric the Entertainer. Now, first of all, Katt Williams said a lot of things about each of these individuals that I'm mentioning right now, all right? But I'm just picking out certain points in the interview of what he said about them and the main things, all right? So I'm gonna get straight to the clip of what Katt Williams said about Cedric the Entertainer, and then we're gonna go from there.
I had Cedric on here, and I asked him about the joke stealing, and he said the timeline doesn't add up.
Correct.
To that point, you say.
Right, so he thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know.
Right.
The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
Right.
It had done so well on BET's Comic View that they had made it part of the commercial. So part of the commercial of make sure you tune in to BET was you seeing me doing this joke.
Right.
And this joke is one of those jokes in comedy where you set it up and it takes a little longer to set it up, takes about 3 minutes, but then you're just hitting them with jokes after that because you don't have to set it up.
Right.
Mark Curry had already helped me work on this joke because I thought it was good because I was getting a standing ovation on it. He had me go back in the lab and help me craft it to be an even more powerful joke. So this is not just a random joke. This is my very best joke, and it's my last joke, and it's my closing joke.
Okay.
1998, I'm doing this joke. It's on Comic View. Cedric comes to the Comedy Store. He watches me in the audience. He comes backstage. He tells me what a great job I did and how much he loves the joke. 2 years later, he's doing that as his last joke on the Kings of Comedy. And he's doing it verbatim. He's just changed my car into a spaceship. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass for a decade. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Cat 30?
All right, y'all. So Cat Williams saying Cedric the Entertainer stole a joke. 2 years later, he went and did it on Kings of Comedy. You know, he just stealing. So he stole jokes from Cat, and that's pretty much why they got a beef. And he's in alliance with Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, and Cat just don't like none of them, all right? So Cedric the Entertainer seen this video of Cat explaining that, and then he commented under a post on Instagram. So Cedric said, revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Cat opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Cat Williams claims as his. I've been over 40 movies, my specials and brand speaks volumes for I Am. The people I have put on, including Cat in the Hat at the Gibson Amphitheater. So he's saying in this comment that he put on Cat in the Hat. And if y'all don't know Cat in the Hat, you know, Cat Williams explained that in the interview. He said that was his first name before he went by Cat Williams. But if y'all watch the interview, he said Disney gave him a cease and desist letter for him to change his name. He couldn't use Cat in the Hat. And that's what Cedric talking about right there. So the next person we moving on to is Ricky Smiley, all right? Now, Cat, he goes off on Ricky Smiley because of the whole next Friday Santa Claus and a pimp, you know, Money Mike thing. So we gonna get into Cat Williams' clip on that, and we'll be right back.
No studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike, because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told them to go get the Prowler. I then told them to paint it purple. I told them don't have an actor at playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan, to play. Like, I did far too much work for somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Comments that Cat Williams made, whatever. I can't speak on behalf of the other comedians, but the only thing I can speak for is myself. Cat made some comments on Shannon Sharp's show about when I was on Shannon Sharp, was telling him the story of some of the behind the scenes from Friday After Next. Let's start with that. When I went out there, let's just go back. In 2000, I was the host of BET Comic View and in the season 2004. I also worked on this show called Live from LA. That was my first job with BET, and that's where I met Ice Cube, if I'm not mistaken. And Ice Cube was like, man, hey man, I like your work. I want to do some stuff with you. I want to put you in some movies. And Ice Cube started putting me in movies, which really helped my career. I was in All About the Benjamins, but of course, when they changed the ending of it, that part didn't make any sense. But then he put me in Friday After Next. And just for clarification, I went out to audition for Friday After Next as Money Mike, not the Santa Claus. And that is the honest God truth. I had no reason to go on there and to go on Shannon Sharp's show and lie about any of that. That's what I auditioned for, was Money Mike. And I guess the producers, Cube and everybody saw something different. And I think that Money Mike character, Special K, was going to come off as kind of like
just a guy who was hanging around in the strip mall, who was just kind of being annoying, and almost like a crackhead type of character. That was
right.
Just,
so I guess when Cat Williams did it, they added the whole pimp twist to that character, which was actually a better decision and made it funnier. Cause ain't no way in the hell I could have executed that role like that. And I'm glad that they made that decision and they put me in a Santa Claus role, which was actually perfect. So when I got back to LA, they said, hey, your role has changed. You're going to be the Santa Claus. And here's the Santa Claus suit. Put it on, and here's your lines. Sat in the trailer, went over the lines, went over my stuff with Cube, and the rest is history.
So Ricky Smiley just giving us his...
HittingHardRadio.com. Y'all keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Rich Gang.